So I gotta be asking, even if you're listening or watching the Mike Wagner Show or doing anything, or if we're having a conversation, or if you're doing activity, sometimes you wonder, what is he or she thinking? There's like several poses, and one of them you had on there, a person was going like this, and some people go like this, or some people will go like this, or some people will go like this, and some will just have a regular. So it's like you wonder, what is he or she thinking? What are some of the clues on that?
Yeah, yeah. And you know what that is, Mike? People look at this. Those are cues. Those are cues of saying, look for more. Look for more, because the rest of that body, those other three things I told you about, you might have gestures, but you need postures, positions, and distance to get that real sentence, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you see a person steepling, like you had your hands up before and you're steepling your hands, normally that means that person knows more than you or feels they know more than you. It's a confidence thing.
Interesting.
It normally starts at the waist, works its way up to the shoulders, and then gets in front of your mouth. When it's in front of your mouth, that person wants to talk. That's proven. Yeah. And so they normally wait until the end. You'll see it coming towards the end, because whatever the host is saying, you're saying, let's say, but they feel they know more than you, they're going to show you up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So that you watch for that. They come little cues. Now the body is also going to be telling you something else besides the hands. I have one picture in there that shows a lady with her hands, and they're steepled, but she's also got her arms resting on the chair, which makes her look bigger.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
just like in the movies, you see, like in spy movies and everything. I know what you're talking about. I've seen that.
Yeah. So now you're putting it together. Now you're starting to see that it's not just one thing that this body of ours is doing. It's all connected. All connected. So that's what you look for. You look for these cues, and then you say, okay, I got to look here. I got to look there. I got to look at the posture, the position, the distance. I got to look at more gestures. Yes, you got to do all those things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't control those things. You don't control your pupils of your eyes when they constrict when they don't like something. You don't control that.
Right. Or like I can see it some of the films as well too, like a flinch or flick or anything like that. And sometimes, one little subtle move, or sometimes detectives will detect somebody like this. It means, somebody is like fibbing, lying, and everything else. And,
you don't want to go to your face.
Right.
You don't want to go to your face. That's a cue to look for the lie. All right. So if you see somebody just going to the fence, I used to have a salesperson that was great at getting appointments, but he couldn't sell for beans because he was always going to his neck, rubbing his neck and everything else, which is a sign of he did not believe in the product he was selling.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. If you send somebody back out on that call, they all wanted to go back on the call because he does a great demonstration. They'd sell it.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, but now you're starting to see you don't want to go to your face. Any type of hand movement to the face. Now, the other thing is that you want to look out for is the blinking of the eyes. So you're saying, okay, the guy's going to, or the lady's going to their face doing something, little touches. When we get older, little touches. When we're young and we tell a lie, we put our hand over our mouth.
Yes, that's right. I remember that. Like, okay, we got the show going on here. Yes, honey, I do love you. Yeah, I love you. I love you. Yeah, I love you. I love you.
Yeah. And I really see it that way, but you don't, because you're touching your eye and you're just touching it, So these are some of the things. These are some of the things that you look for. This micro stuff that you're looking for. Don't look at the big stuff. No, the big stuff they can be putting on, but the micro stuff, there's no way in heck that they're putting it on. So yeah, definitely that comes, but watch out for the blinking of the eyes. Normal blinking of your eyes, you blink 10 to 12 times every minute. Now, and this is once again science, normally people that lie can, believe it or not, blink up to 55 times a minute.
55 times a minute? Oh, my goodness.
See, you don't believe it. I didn't believe it either when I first saw that until I saw Mr. Wagner of Twitter in front of the congressional committee. And as soon as I asked him a question, he started to talk. And that's also on our app. His eyes, I swear to you, blinked at least 50 times.
Wow.
At least. And now, of course, we found out later on that the guy, of course, was, not exactly telling the truth at those hearings.
Do you think we should watch that with Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or anybody else, or even celebrities? Should we start watching out for that now?
Of course you should. Of course you should. But remember, those accused to look for other things that support that feeling. It's congruent. And in other words, it's congruent with what they're saying. The body and the words are agreeing. But you'll see a lot of incongruency. All right? There's I won't talk politics because it's not right to do.
I was kidding about that, by the way, with Trump and Biden. I was kidding. So
no, that's okay, because listen, everybody sees politicians every day on the screen, and you better believe politicians are taught not to do certain things. But once again, when they're caught off guard or they get caught off of their act, they resort back to doing what the brain is telling them to do.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, as a matter of fact, I have politicians in the app where I've taken them out of the normal stream. I have one that a person is sitting in a chair all by themselves, but it was very kind of interesting because they're staring into space. Now think of this. They're staring into space on a chair. They have got their arm up over the chair on their face like this, which means they're protecting their face. Okay. The other arm is across their body, which is the defensive mode once again, and it's holding on to the chair. The chair arm, holding on with white knuckles.
Wow.
What's it telling you?
Let me guess. He's about to escape.
He'd like to escape. Very good. He'd like to escape, because the reason that he is looking off into space, he doesn't have anybody around him to help him. He's looking for help, but at the same time, he's defending himself by holding onto that chair and put his arm across his body so nobody can get to his heart or his liver, right? Yeah, and he's protecting himself by having his hand up high over his face.
Wow.
Isn't that something?